In this video, we're going to be simplifying expressions with negative exponents. Now there are two methods to this, depending on what we see. Let's take a look at those. So the first method is to begin by factoring out the common factor with the lesser exponent. And our second method involves multiplying the numerator and the denominator by another expression to eliminate the negative exponent. We'll be doing an example of each. So if we look at our examples, here we have, for our first example, 3x to the negative 5 halves plus 2x to the negative 3 halves. So here we'll be doing our first method. And so we're going to locate our smaller negative exponent, which is going to be our negative 5 halves. And so that's going to be what we take out, is x to the 5 halves. So we'll go ahead and factor that out. So that's what we're going to be pulling out. So I'm going to write it over here, 5 halves. So when we factor that out, what that leaves us with is 3 times 1, or to the 1, so just a 3, because those will cancel out. So we really don't need to write the 1, but I like to write it sometimes just to make sure that we understand. And don't forget what we're doing. So now we have plus 2. Now on this next one, we have to look at that. Here we have our two exponents, the same bases, and our bases are stacked, so we want to subtract those exponents. So we're going to take the negative 3 halves, and we're going to subtract the negative 5 halves. So we're just going to simplify that. So that's going to give us x to the negative 5 halves times 3 plus 2, oops, I forgot my x right there, x, and then if we take our negative 3 halves and we subtract negative 5 halves, we actually see that we get a 1 there. Or rather, we get a 2 over 2, but that's a 1, and so we usually don't write 1s as exponents. So now we just need to get rid of our negative exponent to rewrite that. So when we rewrite this, we are now going to have our 3 plus 2x, and we're going to take this piece right here with that negative exponent, and we're going to rewrite it with a positive exponent, x to the 5 halves underneath, and we are now finished. We have simplified this expression with negative exponents. So in this next example, we'll multiply both the numerator and the denominator by something to get rid or eliminate that negative exponent. So in this particular instance, we are going to multiply both our numerator and our denominator by 4 minus x squared to the positive 1/2. Again, 4 minus x squared to the positive 1/2. So because we're multiplying our numerator, and we'll have grouping symbols here, we actually need to distribute, so it has to go to both pieces. Now if you look inside, we see that these pieces all match. So therefore I have the same base, which means we're going to be able to add our exponents. So when I add the exponents here, we'll start off by getting 4 minus x squared, and 1/2 plus 1/2 is a 1. And we don't normally write exponents of 1, but we're going to go ahead and leave that there for just a minute. So now we also have our plus sign and then our x squared. Then we've got our 4 minus x squared again. And this time, we're going to add our negative 1/2 and our positive 1/2, and we're going to see that that's going to give us an exponent of 0. Now we're not done. We still have to write our denominator. So even here in the denominator, our pieces match, and so we can say that this right here is to the 1 power, which means that we'll be taking the 1 and the 1/2 and we will add those, which is going to leave us with 4 minus x squared to the 3/2 power. And now we just need to simplify. So 4 minus x squared to the 1 power is just 4 minus x squared. Then we have plus x squared, and I just need the x squared. And the reason that we only need the x squared is because this whole piece right here is raised to the 0 power, and anything raised to a 0 exponent is a 1. So if we wanted to, just to make sure we understood what we were doing, we could write times 1 there. And that might help us as we're learning so we don't get lost. Again, over our denominator, 4 minus x squared to the 3/2 power. And now we just need to clean up our numerator or simplify, combine our like terms. So as we look at this, we have, let's see here, 4 minus x squared plus x squared over 4 minus x squared to the 3/2 power. And if we simplify that further, we're going to see that our x squareds up there are going to go away, which is going to leave us with 4 over 4 minus x squared to the 3/2 power. And we've simplified it, and we are finished.